We all know not to put up a middle finger at a polar bear. We all know not to tell a black widow that it's got no friends. Would you hang around if you spilled your beer on a gorilla? There are many animals we instinctively know not to mess with. Here's a list of some animals you may not know are dangerous, gross or generally hostile to us two-legged pig monkeys. Welcome to Top 10 Event YouTube channel. Subscribe, like and bell the notification button to get new videos. Top 10 animals you just don't want to mess with, 2020. Number 10. Hairy frogs. Perhaps the most metal animal ever, the hairy frog doesn't just look like the type of amphibian that would be first into the mosh pit at a Slayer gig, but it has a very interesting defense mechanism when it feels threatened. It breaks its own legs. Whenever these little mad lads are being attacked or picked up by uncaring biologists seeking to study them in their native Central African forests, they push a bony spur through the skin of their feet by breaking the nodule that sheathes it. Like a non-healing Wolverine from X-Men. So why would humans not mess with them? They aren't dangerous. Well, would you want to be responsible for letting a harmless little frog break their own feet in fear? Please say no. Number 9. Capertails. If you were fancying pilfering a little egg or two for your supper, you'd probably pick a bird like the capertail to steal from. They're a sort of grouse, so not that bright, plus their heads point upwards, making it look as though they're doing a spot of stargazing. But don't be fooled by these fat little beasties' comical visage. They'll kick your ass up and down the forest. Male western capertails display heightened territoriality and aggression during mating season, often willing to fight all comers, including unlucky bird watchers who get too close. It seems that this behavior isn't all male capertails, however. A study that tracked behavior in the more deviant birds, males known to attack humans, conducted in southern Finland, found that these males showed testosterone levels 5 times higher than the baseline. Number 8. Murray eels. Going toe-to-toe with the anglerfish for the title of the ocean's scariest-looking denizen, Murray eels are pretty horrifying animals. They hang around near reefs and rocky parts of shallow waters, ready to snatch any passing prey. Sometimes, a diver's hand looks like an unwitting crustacean to a Murray eel, given that their teeth are arranged in a backwards-facing fashion, causing a rip-like bite. And given that their mucus contains 2 sorts of nasty venom that causes red blood cells to both clump and eventually get destroyed, maybe calling their bite unpleasant was a bit of an understatement. Number 7. Tiger centipede. Swelling, redness, itching, possible anaphylaxis and tissue necrosis, all standard fare for a nip from a creepy crawler. So what makes a bite from the giant desert centipede, also known as the tiger centipede, any different from, say, a bumblebee sting? The pain. Sweet mother of mercy. The pain. Naturalist Coyote Peterson, great name, has become a bit of a legend in the world of people doing dangerous things in the name of progress by working his way through the list of insect sting pain index. Number 6. Australian magpies. I don't know about you watching this video, but where I'm from, magpies are intelligent, beautiful birds that'll pinch any shiny objects it finds to fly back to their nests. Not down under. They are a dangerous menace. Australian magpies seem to have developed a pathological hatred of humans who walk within a few feet of their nest. As a result, these black and white blighters have resolved to dive bomb anybody who wanders within their proximal zone of protection. Especially cyclists. This year alone there have been over 3,000 attacks on humans by magpies in Australia, with 399 people receiving injuries, not just a jump scare as they commute to work through the park. Number 5. Camel spiders. These Middle Eastern monstrosities are so completely nightmarish that they have inspired urban legends. Okay, so they may not inject unwitting victims with a local anesthetic to use their huge mandibles to cut coin-sized holes in your torso to burrow inside and eat your guts from within, but they are creepy little arachnids that could give you one hell of a bite and a hell of a fright. They're horrifyingly fast. Maybe not quick enough to catch a reasonably fit and healthy person sprinting at full tilt, but clocking in at an impressive 10 miles per hour, you better hope your ankle remains UN strained. Number 4. Alligator snapping turtle. Due to a seemingly perpetual exotic animal trade, human beings are often found in possession of some pretty dangerous animals. When we consider that this large turtle is one of them, you may think what? It's a turtle. Minus some ninja weapons and a rat sensei, they're slow and cute. Wrong. The alligator snapping turtle has one of the most powerful bites in the animal kingdom, measuring in at a whopping 1,000 pounds per square inch. They're not to be underestimated. The great white shark has a bite force of 625 psi. They may not be in the same league as the jaguar 1350 psi, gorilla 1300 psi, or a crocodile 3700 psi. Number 3. Giant anteaters. These guys are even cuter than the turtles. Until you look at those claws. And especially if you know how they fight when threatened. Giant anteaters rear up, lift their claws and swipe, leaving anybody unlucky enough to face off with these Central South American animals thinking, so that's what my guts look like. In 2010 and 2012 respectively, 2 Brazilian hunters were killed by anteaters. Both instances prompted alarmers to the loss of the creature's habitat, possibly indicating that an increase in such encounters may be on the cards. Number 2. Assassin bugs. The clue is in the name. These bugs are often listed as one of the top animals that cause human deaths. But they're mostly just an annoyance. Their bite is irritating and itchy. So how do they kill people? Whilst most assassin bugs don't kill people, the inappropriately named kissing bug, Rhytmias prolixus, is a species that lives in South America that carries the parasitic protozoan that causes Chagas disease. The illness affects around 7 million people, mostly in South America, and can lead to serious heart problems, neurological disorders and early death. Number 1. Sloths. We've had a look at some really awful looking animals and some cuties. The sloths of the world tend to split people in terms of how they are perceived. Some people find them utterly adorable, others find them creepy and weird looking. Whatever you may think of them, you don't want to mess with a wild specimen. Is it that, despite their languid movements, every sloth is hiding a switchblade under their fur? Of course not, but there is something else hidden in their fur.